I don't have a co-host. I think he might have forgot. Hopefully, no one's watching. We're bad at podcasts. Oh, hey, Ro. Oh, I'm sorry. Ro, you want to talk to me? I think Todd forgot what today was. And I haven't talked to him all weekend. Well, I mean, hi, how are you? Good, that's great. Let's see, I think I still have you. Let me try. I just tried hitting your Skype, yeah. I'm not on as Wheelnerds. I'm on as me. Okay. So I'm just going to hang out for a while and talk to Ro. Todd can feel bad about it later. So normally this is the kind of dead space that would get edited out, but not on a live show. I knew I should have reached out to him.
Wheelnerds@gmail.com or leave us.
No, sorry. That wasn't supposed to start right there. Can I make that smaller? There we go. Playing around with that. Hello. Welcome to Not a Show. Waiting for Ro to jump online so I can talk to him. Oh, yeah. Todd's probably having a really nice Labor Day barbecue dinner with his family. Yeah. Yeah. I'm under my normal one? Let me see. Oh. Hey, man. I'm doing all right. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, you got to hang out on the first floor while I worked. I was in meetings. Oh man, it was nothing but meetings. Well, I'm in like 10, 12-hour meetings every day right now. Yeah, it does. Do you want to turn on your camera, or you want to stay? Oh, am I talking to you on your phone? That's OnlyFans. OnlyFans. You gotta get with that. Cool. Did you did you get to ride anything while you were out here? Because my GS was in the shop. Endlessly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know. I live here. Yeah, apparently this is state nerds. That's what you get when there's no Todd. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, look at this. Todd is calling. Yeah. Okay, let's. Todd is calling. Uh, and we'll play answering this call. What's this one? Merge? Todd? Todd, are you there? Oh, what's that? Todd? Oh, I'm doing like a completely new setup now. Where? It says he's in the call. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh, we wouldn't have taken you up that on my bike. There he is. Hi, Todd. Welcome to Wheelnerds. Wow. What's the puppy thing that's going on? How many puppies? Yeah. Oh, the people are not hearing the conversation. Yeah. That's weird because were you? See, I wonder if they can't hear Todd. Because in the chat, Scott just said he's only hearing half the conversation. Yes. Yeah, it's everything's new. Technically, Ro's our first guest with this new setup. Or, well, actually, Todd, you're the first guest with the new setup. Because, well, you called in second, so, yeah, you're the third call. We're just making up. Who can't you hear, Scott? Can you not hear anyone I'm talking to? Can you hear? I can't hear Todd or Ro. And you said you could hear it? Oh, great. So this sounds like I'm talking to myself now. Let me check this. Okay, active speaker. Let's try this.
Yeah, I'm actually putting together another podcast with a buddy of mine who's always going to go to before it even goes to YouTube. We're going to put it on.
All right, that seems reasonable.
So let's see.
Alcohol and nerd stuff for the most part, which is pretty much just like every other oriented podcast out there. But hey,
yeah.
Okay, they can hear you
for your
now.
Podcast is
hear both of us.
Someone said you can hear them. I can hear Ro. Yeah. Well, I mean, we still have it. It's okay. People can hear you. Okay. I had to, so I'm using a program called OBS, and it can take an NDI feed from Skype as one of its inputs. Oh, there's Todd. So I can add Todd in now.
I'm sitting in front of a microphone in a chair. It's a gaming chair. This show is brought to you by some fucking Chinese-made gaming show the logo of.
There we go.
This show could be brought to you by the good folks at High West Distillery. High West Distillery.
I was there.
This is
I
some
was there.
excellent whiskey. If High West wants to sponsor the show, that
There we go.
have a bottle of that sitting right
So
here in
now-
front of me.
Okay.
see, there you go. High West, take note.
OBS seems really powerful, but there's a lot to learn.
Too many moving parts,
it's all
switches,
moving parts.
complicated
and it
dials.
seems like it's all
like weird.
done by geeks and nerds, so the documentation is awesome.
It's like one of those old espresso makers that were made all from copper, and you turn the little dials to get the things in the right spot, and every once in a while it goes, and you're like, oh, fuck, it's gonna explode. Am I gonna die?
So, do you want?
Yeah.
Should we do like a proper show opening?
No.
No.
Hi,
you
and
don't
welcome
have to do that.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. Proceed. Show us, Chuck. Bring the tech.
Am I still required?
Shut up during the
still
video.
walking through or no?
You can.
It's not. There's no theme, Chuck.
Oh,
Yeah, we can't
no one
hear the
can
theme,
that?
Chuck.
Oh well,
Is the theme novel?
I'm still working on it, I guess. I record.
I mean, we could do it a
I
cappella.
did
Dicks,
a test.
dicks, eat all
and
the dicks.
test picked it all up. I don't understand. The test had it.
Oh, okay. Okay. We're gonna assume the Dick song's just played, and if it hasn't, well, there you go. There's some music.
Did anyone hear the
Hi,
theme
and welcome to
song?
Wheelnerds. This is
maybe
episode,
you guys just didn't hear it. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Better your show than mine.
237.
Is this anyway?
And I'm Chuck.
And that's Ro, who's also joined us tonight.
Hi.
You're a little bit choppy on the video and audio.
Yeah, I would say
Oh, okay.
me.
Oh,
I don't know.
Recommendation: kill eat up bandwidth.
Fair enough. That's actually the same thing I tell people. Much better. Now I can pick.
oh no.
Just like I do podcasting.
And Chuck is bad at things. I should probably turn off my video too then. It's going to the stream. I don't have it on in Skype. I just have it on in the stream. Same with your video. It was just coming to me through the stream. It's all getting piped in. Yes. This machine's connected to my router. So I'm not using Wi-Fi. I'm getting my full internet. Shocking.
For is never going to make it in production.
Oh, it
the
was
one that
the,
looked like
it
the
was-
space bike.
Well, no, so let's see.
Oh,
There was
yeah,
the
the
adventure
sport bike,
bike,
they killed
space
that.
bike, which I'm
Yeah.
sure they'll kill. Yeah, and then there was the cafe racer that looked a lot like the old XR, which was cool as shit.
That was.
Killed that because it was too cool. Harley's cool. It wasn't really our thing.
Why
You
do they
know?
now? Everyone says
I
they
don't-
can't hear you anymore.
Ooh.
Didn't do nothing. It's because you turned off the video, man.
The video the microphone
didn't do
hasn't
anything.
changed.
Yeah, I don't have a so people can still hear me.
You turn your video back on.
I don't think the video matters.
I didn't do anything.
Now my video is on. Can they hear me now?
I have a feeling people are just saying this to screw with you.
I think that's
It
a
could
distinct
be.
possibility.
I don't know.
So, yeah, I think. Anyways, so yeah, I don't want to rip on her.
Why not?
It just seems like every time they get close to getting their act together, it's kind of like we might drop and too young of a generation. But let's keep the Livewire. So, I mean, the Livewire is a
And
badass bike.
they're
But
still
I
going to
think-
do the adventure bike.
Honestly, their big thing is like, it's not that they don't want the young folks, because they super duper want the young folks, right?
Mhm.
They can't seem to not be chicken shits, folks. Like, they get all excited and they're like, okay, we're gonna get the young folks. This is the time. This is the day. The young folks are coming. Totally young folks, young folks, young folks. And they get closer. They're like, hey, this is gonna cost little money at first, right? And they're like, oh fuck, oh shit, oh god, oh fuck, oh. But what if the old people don't buy it? But buy it, run!
Yeah, but the old people aren't going to be. This Harley has a serious image problem because they're in this. Nobody wants to ride their grandpa's motors, and the old people are like, Harley isn't Harley anymore.
Nobody wants to ride. Nobody wants to ride dad's motors. It's vintage.
Okay, you're right. I'll agree with that. Why Indian is still doing. Indian still late up until this year. They had that vintage look going, but they're in a spot where it's like, what do we do if we alienate our crowd, which they've already pretty much done, but at the be around to buy motorcycles much longer, so they have to cater to the new younger clientele, but they're just not making anything that says, hey, I'm cool, I'm nice, buy me, I'm modern, other than the Livewire.
Well,
so,
not just that they aren't doing that, right? It would be doing it, and nobody was doing it, right? Because like that would suck. But the problem is, you know who is? It's fucking Indian. Indian is slaying it, right? Indian has the F Scout. Indian has the freaking Dark Horse that is just like, oh my god, good and I mean,
this year's model though, because it doesn't look Indian anymore. Now it looks more like it's starting to go more of the Asian, that Indian look, and it kind of bums me out. But everybody that I've talked to that has rode the new ones says that the engine is phenomenal on it, and it handles this the way an Indian should. But
So you're saying, Ro, that you're
I am a fender man, which is why I have a Kawasaki Nomad, and I could not ever afford an Indian, and I bought it because which is what they were. Kawasaki went to the Indian family before Indian was said, if you guys were to design a bike, what would you design a bike wise? And the Indian family designed an after drive, and of course they called it the Drifter, Dark Horse, because the Dark Horse. And I also would like a Livewire. I'll never be able to afford it. It's true confessions here of why I ended up getting the Nomad that I have. And idiot, you can add all that stuff. Yeah, you were like, you can
turns
add all
out
that stuff.
with a little bit of money.
Yes, I can make it the bike. And I was like, you know what? Todd is right. I'm going to go buy this motorcycle. And I did. So, you are directly one of the main reasons I was like, you know what? Todd's speaking logic here. I should listen to Todd. So I did. So, anyways, I just thought I'd bring that up because every time you look at Harley, it's like, oh, there's a chance it's so no.
Alas, no.
Okay.
To be.
And they really had nothing to show when I was down in Daytona either. We walked by the booth and we're kind of like, meh.
Yep.
It's 19 flavors of 2 flavors. So, and so, that was really cool. But, it was like, all right, whatever, keep moving. So they did have a good amount of electric bikes down there that I hadn't seen before. Bikes. Which one of you guys is buying an electric bike? I remember one of you was.
Me, theoretically.
Well, he's buying an Eric Buell's electric bike, so those.
That means you're not buying an electric bike.
I buy. I'm really worried right now. Yeah, I know.
They did an update to
2020
their
had a lot.
Facebook, not too long ago. Eric was saying they're still churning. They're
going.
They're focused on the moto.
Yep. There's like 3 or 4 of us who every time they post anything they're like flow. And they're like, gotta go.
What is that bike? That's not bad. What's the range on it? What's the proposed range?
The proposed range, if you're not a throttle happy fucktard, I want to say like 120, 130, something like that.
I am a throttle happy fucktard. I'll get 60 miles out of it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
When you've got an electric motorcycle that wants to go really fast and you want to go really fast, and there's really nothing telling you no. And since I've now been on your
yeah.
Yeah, I would be dead on a roadside bike.
Yeah, because the thing about it is you got to remember it's electric, right? So it's not like you go at a top speed and you're like, okay, let's shift, and it's like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah, exactly.
How many gears you have? Just
it goes.
Yeah,
is it like the? I wonder if it's like the Harley one where if you put the rear brake.
I don't know about that, but if I understand of it, the rear brake is probably mostly just regenerative braking. And they say the top speed is like 85, and you can get there really fucking fast.
I'd be okay with that.
But they're like, maximum sustained speed. Just like go fucking balls out, take your 160 mile range and do it.
The idea of having a bike that goes 0 to 60 really fast and can go 85, but you shouldn't go 85. I mean,
it's not bad, right?
Yeah, but the temptation there's
is what that says to me. You got to go to a road where you're like, I could go 85, and you're like, well, that'd be really.
Because I will do that. I absolutely will. Yeah, I want an electric bike. I really car, and I can appreciate gas motorcycles, but I would have no bike whatsoever. So
I have no problem if only I had one. I want it.
Are you gonna? You think you're gonna get it? Let's go on record. Put that out there right now.
Okay, I'm gonna go with yes, but I'm not like 100%.
Yes.
I think curves are in my favor both because of like where in the I am, like
I have an answer for your problems. What we need to do is you need to get that bike, and then we're going to put a sidecar on it. But we're not going to have the sidecar usable for people. We're going to put batteries inside to give you more range. So, but then again, you might run into the problem of it's like moving towards the speed of light. The faster you go, the more you require. So you're constantly burning more fuel to substantiate the weight that you gain.
Right.
But, I mean, there was wanted to put an ice cream thing in the side of a sidecar at one point. So
still a good idea.
Yeah. Give the choice between ice cream and more batteries for electric motorcycle. I would probably go with the batteries for electric motorcycle.
And I just want to say that mass increases is definitely one of Harley's core marketing plans.
Yes, and it's also my marketing plan because I am a rather portly Rubenesque individual. So the faster I go, the more fuel that I burn. Which brings us back around to the Eric Buell fuel, which means if Chuck rides, it's proper.
Chuck is not allowed to fucking touch it until it's after. And I've made sure everything cool, and maybe I'm gonna let a few people after me get one.
I
wouldn't even do that.
Didn't even look into ordering it just to improve Todd's chances.
Just so much that it's just that every bike that Todd buys becomes not manufactured anymore. I mean,
the Strom is still going strong.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Strom's great.
So
ugly square headlight and all. They went from they're bomb.
Actually, I consulted you on that bike. I almost bought it leaking out of the oil, and you're like,
"Oh,
well, it could
this."
And I went, okay, I'm going to pass on it.
Yeah, that's right, because the way it was leaking, you are 50-50 fuck with that.
The problem is, is the bike that I was going to trade him at the time was my Honda Shadow 1100, and it had a rod knock. So it would have been tit for tat.
Tick, 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 tick. How's that timer? It's like when the Subaru begins to go tick, 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 tick.
But Honda's can run for a long time with a. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what might be my K100? I had that bike for 8 years, and it smoked for those 8 years. And I put 8,000 miles on that bike before the motor finally gave out. But that's a BMW, so yeah.
Tractor motor. It'll kind of just keep going forever and ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
This is where I get disconnected from the call.
And I was going to let you borrow my bike while you were here. What was wrong with me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was so looking forward to that.
Yeah, why didn't you?
It was in the shop.
It wasn't running.
Oh, that's right, because it fucking
Yeah.
died. Oh, yeah.
And
Details,
it ended up being in the
details.
shop longer because it fucking died on the mechanic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What is wrong with it? What is the final diagnosis of
He was saying it was the fuel system was pretty gunked up from our ethanol fuel, and it needed a new hull sensor. So I promised him I wouldn't buy the ethanol fuel anymore for that bike.
Have you discussed the boost?
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I was saddened to hear the news.
The ethanol thing is if you're running the bike, it's fucking fine, especially for a fuel-injected bike. Like, it does not matter. It actually does burn a little cleaner, does what it says on the tin. The trouble with the ethanol is when you leave the ethanol in a system and let it sit for a long time, that's when trouble comes in. So, like, you put the ethanol-free fuel and you put it away because it's going to sit for years in my case.
Do you have a lawnmower?
Yeah, you gave it to me. It's the only reason I have one, I think.
Are we talking about the Harley 750 or 550?
No, an actual lawnmower.
No.
Which does sound like a lawnmower.
The ethanol, if you're storing it, ethanol-free fuel is a smart play. I mean, you can put stable in it too, and that'll buy you some time. But the less, better you will be. It will not run magically, and despite what they will tell you at the gas stations, putting non-ethanol fuel in your fuel-injected bike will not make it run any fucking different. No more than the magic additives at Napa will make it run magically better.
I'm gathering that I'm the only person who puts premium in their motorcycle.
Yes, why the fuck would you do that? You have a fucking Nomad. You're a little 4-year-old blowing into a balloon. I fart more than your compression ratio.
I put premium in all my vehicles, so there.
And is an electric bike too.
That's I'm gonna use premium when I burn Todd's electric bike.
Totally see that happening.
Out of jealousy.
So what were the topics you guys had on hand? Since I just jumped in and overpowered your show.
I wanna talk about how much I wish I'd have been at Sturgis. Don't you guys wish you'd have been at Sturgis?
Oh God, just to go, but not this time.
Hey, I mean, come on, guys.
Wow.
Let's not attack Smash Mouth. They're not that bad of a band.
Wow. Like, you look at that picture and you're like, normally when you look at a picture of Sturgis, you go, that's a lot of Old Spice and chlamydia walking around in a crowd. Yep. But now you look at it and you're like, that's a lot of Old Spice, chlamydia. Yeah.
Look, a high-risk person. Look, another high-risk person.
Yes, lots. Like, I will say when I was in Daytona right before it hit, like, there was definitely not as many people at Daytona this year as there was before. Even walking the main street at night, there wasn't a lot of people that were close together as usual. And you could definitely tell that there was some COVID, anxiety and stuff going on. And once it hit, now that it's hit and everything has happened, now it's gone, okay, well, we've had it, so let's go. So it's like, what the hell? And it's weird because Stoughton of nowhere, really around it up there. Whereas Daytona, there's a beach, there's stuff Daytona to look that way. But instead you look at Sturgis and you're like, wow. Like, I mean, have they released reports yet of how many people were actually infected from up there or anything?
See, you expect people from all lick things together
Mhm.
or whatever
Yeah.
the hell it is one does at Sturgis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some for $5
Whatever.
a pop.
And you don't need for that to be a fucking event, right? Like
Yeah.
all this person's little personal network, and take it back to some city where it wasn't really there before.
Yeah.
It's not being careful.
Same time, it's like,
It's not the. Oh, that's the problem. Like this is like epidemiology 101. The problem is not the dumb shit who gets infected. Okay, the dumb shit gets infected because they're dumb shit. The problem is dumb shit goes near other people. If the dumb shit works in a factory with other
Mhm.
people who are not dumb shits, well, guess what? Now they're exposed to dumb shittery. This is the diseases. These airborne communicable diseases or surface transmitting diseases, and COVID's both for maximum.
see, before I came out to you guys, I have COVID tests, basically a COVID test a week up until I came out to Utah, for various different reasons. One actually was a legitimate scare, but the person that I was exposed to them, and then I had a weird heart. But every single time I walked into a doctor's office, like, tilt your head back, this is going to feel uncomfortable. Bad.
Here it come. Walk.
Yeah. So, and of course, they all came out negative. So, like, knew when I went out to Utah, I'm like, I am completely COVID free, except for, I was scared riding on the plane. But when I was out there, everybody kept their distance and stuff. So, like, I can't even imagine being in a situation like, I'm real paranoid about people as of all that crowd, you know. Now, I'm not saying it's Harley's fault because they're disc ankles, but
Wow.
Death of the Bronx caused COVID.
strategy. They're like, let's wait. Bikes will
Bronx. They just
It's on pause.
I do want. I've already been down, so I want to go up to Sturgis now and see that. But
I'd go, but yeah, not this year.
the experience.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have the chlamydia either. I'll just leave that there. Wait,
Not everything. But can you imagine being having to take the trailer up there to demo the bikes and everything? I mean, can you imagine being that guy?
It's like you got to go and do your job. At a bunch of people who are not being very smart are going to make dangerous. I'm like, that's not fucking cool.
No,
It's not cool at all.
no. I mean, that's me as the dream job until this situation happened. The dream job, working for Indian, being a representative that goes to these shows. Now you've got to go to this, and you got to deal with people touching those bikes all day long. Teen stained beard.
All the people packed in a small space.
No.
breathing.
No,
It's
you've
the-
got
it's the
people drinking. And then they touch the grips on the hand to go ride the bike. The next guy comes along, and the next guy comes along. So, you're sitting there like, yeah, it's rough. Like this brings up a Daytona memory. When me and Melinda were down in Daytona, we were walking off of the main street to head back. We walked around the corner as we were heading, and we look over up against the wall, and there is a man with his hand down a woman's pants, just furiously scratching for crabs, I assume. And we're like, wow, all right, let's just
We'll
just
take
keep
another
on,
way.
Yeah, let's just keep on walking and not even pay. Yeah, this is so that just popped into my head when you brought all that up, and I'm thinking, I brought the chlamydia thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. And we walk around the corner, and it's like, there's drunk Bubba with biker slut Barb, it's up against the wall. Oh, that's interesting, So these things do happen at these events. I would imagine there's more of it. So up in Sturgis, but anyways, yeah, wave of chlamydia. I just see the pictures and I'm like, that's a sea of COVID right there. That's what's going to happen. So
yeah, and I the part that really amazes me the most is how a surprising number of people act surprised. Actually, that's surprising. I mean, pretty much a lot of people in a small space will train. Really? Are you sure?
I don't believe it's real. So.
Well, so yeah, and I look at that and it's like, who could possibly predict this? I'm like, literally, like every motorcycle friend I have. Like, I don't know a single friend I have in motorcycle, and even like acquaintances who are like, oh boy, let's go to fucking Sturgis this year in 2020.
I do want to go down to Daytona next October, though. Stuff's under control, and we have a vaccine and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's a totally different animal.
Yeah. I do want to go in the spring for bike week, and they do it in the fall called Biketober. The weather's a little bit warmer and stuff. I want to see it in the fall. I want to go back one more time and see it again. I actually want to take my bike down next time if I go. But again, I don't want to do any of this stuff until this stuff's taken care of. So.
Yep.
On
the bright side, if you bring, it's a great time to ride. Pack a lunch.
I've been riding ever since COVID started. I've done more riding this year and more sitting in my backyard next to a fire pit than I've ever done. Like this year, I've put so many miles on my bike because there's really nothing else to do except for go to work, which I work behind a glass and people. But at restaurants, I'm not going to malls. I'm not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like put the earbuds in, put the helmet on, and lost. Which is why one of the reasons I was so looking forward to retirement. I have no idea where the hell I'm at. I'm going to have a motorcycle, and I have GPS to get back to where I'm at. So this is going to be amazing. And
so you should have if I'd known Chuck's bike was dead when you were here. You're like, I'm desperate for a bike. I'm like, how's your Italian?
You mean to ride what?
Vespa.
Oh, you know what? I kind of did think about it. I did think about it, but I would have been riding with Melinda, and she would have been on her FTR.
Mm-hmm.
And I really felt that my sexuality would have been strongly challenged if I'm not riding around with a chick on a FTR and I'm on a Vespa, and she wanted to go up into the mountains and stuff. And
you're a gross adult. Who cares?
I know.
Sexuality. Also, you're riding a fucking Vespa, and I got to tell you, jealousy is a stinky cologne.
I get it, but my penis had more concern than I did. So it was thought about, and then it was very quickly kind of nudged aside. I felt threatened by it. I don't know. Maybe, you know what, she, being the sweetheart that she is, which, by the way, she just sent me a message to you guys saying something about tell those fucktards to die or something like that. What is it? Tell them, fuck you, you fucking squares. Mm-hmm. So that's your buddy Melinda. Anyways, She probably would have rode the Vespa and let me be terrified of it because that's her baby, and I would have been like, if I mess this bike up in any way, shape, or form, her husband's going to kill me and she's going to kill me. So it was. Then we go out to the salt flats, and I was like,
can I give you a tip real fast? If someone offers for you to ride an FTR,
they didn't get to ride any of the bike shows. We were at Chuck's house where the FTR was, and it was like, do you want to ride the bike back to my house? And I don't have. God. I don't know. It was hard. It was, yeah.
It's on the short list if the electric bike doesn't. I think the electric bike isn't going to show up, but I do have a list of bikes I'd buy if it didn't.
Well, you rode hers. What did you think?
It is
Did
really
it feel
cool.
like, what is it, 1200?
FTR is on the short list. It's like, honestly, it rides like nothing so much as like a twin Bandit is what it feels like. The seat is identical to the Bandit, which is phenomenal. The front end is maybe a little heavy. It could be remedied with a better tire on the front than the stock piece of shit. But otherwise, God, that engine. Oh my God, that is so much fucking fun. Just so much fun.
The power band on it.
Yes.
She took the advanced riders course, and I'm kind of like, this is your first bike, so I'm kind of like, first real motorcycle. I'm kind of like, okay, And then she said you rode it, and then she said when you came back, you had a big grin on your face, and you wouldn't take your helmet off. But
nope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you should have ridden it. Oh well, another time.
Yeah, another time. There will be another time. If not, I'm sure I'll end up at a show or something. Like I wish the Ames Expo would come back out to Vegas again. when COVID goes away. That was a blast.
In Columbus, who like has some shit on them, you know?
No, a lot cheaper than. Hey, you should come here because we're infinitely.
Oh, that is fair.
Because Vegas is an expensive, great ideal location. The ride out there was really cool. Me and you. Dramatic.
Oh, so bad.
Oh, it was terrible. It was horrid. We've been.
Still, by the way, the only other person other than me who's been like, that automatic was a piece of shit. Everybody else is like, no, I kind of liked it. I'm like, are you fucking?
No, because it doesn't shift when you want it to shift.
No,
like as far as automatic motorcycles I've ridden, that is the worst because it doesn't shift at the right time. Like when you're going in the turns, it's clunky. It just didn't feel natural at all. Like it actually. This is like you were on the same ride. We went through the mountains and we saw the terrain and stuff. I mean, this bike is actually killing my buzz here of enjoying this beauty. It just felt so unnatural.
Sucks.
And it didn't matter what mode you put it in either. Like, I'm going to put it in this mode. Nope, still feels the same. I'm going to do this. Nope, still feels the same. I'm like, what do these buttons do? They
make old people feel and spend money. Exactly.
Though it looks more like a bagger than a gold wing, but I'm like, this is a really bad idea. Did very poorly.
I think it's not near as bad.
No, yeah, you're right. I think it's the weight.
I'm assuming it's the weight and the tuning of is my guess. You know, it's like have you ever had like an transmission, and you're going and you're like, when's it gonna does that little
jump? Yeah,
thing, yeah. That one.
Yeah, somebody has put in the chat. I think it's a great idea because I can totally see them selling these bikes to like older people who really can't ride anymore or whatever. They still want to ride. They want to ride a good bike. God. So here's an automatic bike for you to ride. You're older in age now. Maybe shifting's hard. Maybe you got knee problems. Whatever. Maybe you're handicapped or something. So I can see there is an area for it, but it just sucked. I mean, it was like if that was you have to ride now. Like, you know what? Maybe I want a Can-Am Spider.
Yeah, I was for somebody who's like having trouble shifting or like, there's whatever. I'd set it up on push button. And that it would be perfect for that, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of the adaptive bikes, they have a push button shifter that basically like does the shift for you. You push the button, you squeeze the clutch and push the button.
Yeah, that's how it is. That other bikes. 750 bike that they had. They had it in Columbus when we went there. And that was actually, I mean, the power wasn't there, but that rode pretty cool. It didn't have the same shifting issues.
Yeah.
So when I got on the Goldwing, I'm like, this is going to be the bomb, man. This is going to be sweet because I've ridden this before. And the whole time I'm like, wow, this really blows. I look over at you and me and you are like, nah, I'm not feeling this dog.
Not happening.
Yeah, it was kind of like a bad love doll. I don't know how to put it. So anyways, but yes, like Vegas was really cool because the rides were very scenic and stuff. Like I went over and got the Harley, and Harley's got the whole, well, we don't have a route where, you didn't want to hire guides is what you did. You just want to give people bikes and off you go. So
I was strangely okay with that.
Yeah, so was I, because I took the Honda most expensive Softail that they had, and I took it out for a ride, and that was actually way more enjoyable. I'm like, this is cool. I'm in the mountains. I've got this Harley that I'm never going to be able to afford. It's completely decked out. This is nice. And it was really cool riding out there because there's long roads where you can just go and take a bike through its turns and stuff, do stuff. Whereas in Columbus, you haven't been there yet. It was me and Chuck that had been there. Columbus is really turny and windy. And I remember when Chuck and some other guy who was I think he was a dealer from Michigan, and we quickly lost Chuck on the highway because they have this sign, like they've got arrows pointing where you're supposed to go. Well, Columbus is a labyrinth of roads, and if you don't know where you're going, you can look over and see the big tall building next to the convention center and go, I need to go there if you get lost. So we're riding on the freeway, and Chuck and the other guy in front of me, and then so it's like, all right, and then somehow or another I end up back behind him again, going back in the city. But there's really no place in Columbus where I can really go with it. You can't.
You can nothing. Do it.
Yeah, there's no place there you
it's
can. Because it's
urbanized.
all back roads and stuff. Yeah. Then it was just you and that guy, and he took you out forever. You guys were gone for a while because you were the only two doing
the
demo.
Ninja H2.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I'm sitting at the convention center going, "Where's Chuck?" And so finally, I'm like, "Did he leave? Did I miss him?" And I call him up, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm riding on a bike doing a demo still." And you're talking to me from your son. I'm like, "Oh shit," I'm like, "You've been gone for a long thing is shut down now." "Yeah, I'll be back when I get back."
Yeah.
Okay, so that was that.
Yeah, when I
But
got on that bike
you
with
know,
that dude, he was like, "You're the only one here. Let's just we're just yeah,
let's
we're just
go.
gonna have fun."
Just fucking
He's like,
rip.
"There's a route I'm supposed to take, but we're not doing that."
Fuck it. It's
So
boring.
we went looking for curves.
I don't like it.
We were hitting on ramps, off ramps. Just
Yeah, but you ran the same problem that this doesn't exist there. I mean, it is, but it's like real small
yeah,
amounts.
it wasn't super exciting.
That Columbus is not a good place to demo
No.
bikes, in my opinion. I remember we pulled up behind that girl. There was a girl in a convertible, and we pulled up behind her, and we all had the big rumbling, blah, 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 blah.
But
And the chick was like looking at us, and you were like, "We better not rev our engines too loud, or we'll scare her." And me and you were both riding the Harleys that were so hot that we thought they were going to make us sterile because they were just roasting our balls.
the Fat Bob.
I think I was riding the Fat Bob.
We were both riding Fat Bobs.
Yeah. And Harley at the time really didn't have anything new on the horizon coming out. I remember we went to interview him, and the guy was like, and we had to like actually feel him out to get an interview out of him before he would finally talk to us, because we're like, we're in the industry, we're not going to ask you about this. And once he mellowed out a little bit, he wanted everything, and me and you were like, okay, well, we need to go now. No, let's go over here and look at this trike. I'm like, okay, whatever. Good for great stuff like that, but convention center that you have to walk forever to get to the demo area, but Vegas is far superior. Like, you walk out and the demo bike's like right there as soon as you walk in and out, provided you don't get run over by the little ground rats riding everywhere. You guys remember that? The guys that were on the Groms that were just like everywhere.
Yeah.
They were like all over the place.
Grom gang.
And I had, since we're talking about memories, they had the slingshot set up where you could drive around in circles and do loops, and you could sit in the car. They had the other guys with the, I can't invent. What was it called? The Van Housen or
That's the one that's made here.
Yeah.
drive our car. And nobody cared about the slingshot. Like, slingshot's like, look at us, we can do donuts, and people are like, yeah.
Have you ever honestly seen anyone riding it unironically?
Have a large contingent. Water area has so many, but there's actually
What?
mid. Yeah, they're the ones that have like the ponytails in the back. Yeah. Like Wally World's closed. Like, we walk up.
Yep.
You can do whatever you walks away, and I at the start.
So I have a confession to make, though.
You like Coldplay?
I wouldn't go that way. I like one song, actually, but no, the one that sounds like a U2. Wait, I get confused there for a second. No, I recently was tempted to buy a bike from Harley.
That's not.
If you follow the first link that I've just sent you.
Oh
It's
yeah.
hardly a shows.
Yeah, I don't want on there, and
Yeah.
I think
It's going to be
beige. Everything about this bike is 80s gold. The beige, the lines. Yeah.
80s.
This bike wants to fly, like in that other movie. Fly, but bikes, they ran good, comfortable.
Oh, it's a great engine too.
It is. They're, from what I understand, the carbs are a bitch. I almost got one. There was two of them up here that one of them I almost got, and the other one before I could get to.
That would have been like, you can run there as fast as you can. They're cool.
They're beautiful. I mean, they look so.
About the 80s bike is always, which tape is it
White Snake.
or is it a drum?
White
no.
Snake.
No, it's ZZ Top Eliminator.
Why? White Snake. I'm all alone again on my own.
Yeah. It's just stuck again. Here I go again on the road.
Oh yeah.
It's like that Limp Bizkit commercial where the girl's got the Limp Bizkit over and over again, and it's stuck on full volume. You ride the car, you're gonna be. I mean, every same song over and over again. Here I go again on my own. God damn it, Todd.
I'm sorry.
Back, you know.
That's all.
It's amplifier in the speaker, so it doesn't sound. It doesn't even sound good. It's, you know, you're at the
Sounds like-
stoplight. Everybody's looking at you, so the only thing you can do is just put your finger. But you don't. You hate life, but you love the venture that road.
You're
I
there. You're traffic
There.
light.
I'm at the traffic
White
light.
Snake.
The wind is blowing through my lack of hair. White Snake is blasting again for the 3,000th time. There is crack.
Connect again.
Yeah, you smack it. And you're just rocking away, you know, and people are right now. But secretly, you're hating your best life. White Snake out of your head. But you got a good deal on the bike, and it runs good.
I would be happy with White
yeah,
Snake.
I think I'm.
I don't care.
You actually look like on the bike that would enjoy the White Snake, though. Like you kind of, to an extent, fit the profile.
Okay.
He
I'm
does. He does.
He does.
Okay, well, wait. Let's go somewhere that's less White Snakey. What else we got today?
White Snake.
Let's see. Next up is going to be. Put it in there. Is the Suzuki Intruder. Where did it go? I lost it. There it is.
Jack.
It's
A
a
lot of cases of Budweiser went into this bike.
1999 Suzuki Intruder 1400 bobber project. And it kind of looks like it's got one of our wheel tags, key tags. Description.
Yeah.
Title in hand. Bike is about 85% done. I purchased this bike a few years ago with a dream in my heart, and have decided to move on from the project with my heart in tatters. The bike is a 99 Intruder 1400 that I started turning into a bobber. The bike comes with every single part you need to finish. You just need a bit of electrical knowledge. The bike has
some
all
parts.
lights and signals working, but I couldn't figure out why the plugs and fuel pump weren't getting the required voltage, and that's where I left it.
Oh my God.
The wiring harness is together and complete. However, it's a mess that I don't have the will to
It's
tackle
not.
anymore. It also needs 2 studs welded for the seat or mounting bracket made and has 1 broken bolt on the gas tank mount. Bike comes with title from previous owner.
And
Brand
what to
new
ride
lithium
it.
battery box, wiring schematic book, all the necessary parts to get back together, and a brand new all-in-one gauge cluster, among other things. Located below the...
I would buy this. I'm that. You know what? I'm like, you know, like the chick that goes, I could fix him. I would be the guy that would buy this and go, and then messaging both of you going,
No.
because that's what I do.
One, build new wiring because
85%. He's not lying. Fuck. 85% is not 100%. It didn't say 100%. It says 85%.
yeah, this has no written. If you needed a 1400 intruder parts bike, this is.
I buy. So I'd see that. I know.
The bobber project in general means somebody who wanted to look cool, or that had opinions about motorcycles particularly. It says they were like, I want to look cool on a motorcycle. What it looks like, so I'm going to make a bobber.
They've already done all the grinding for full maximum shocks, but it also has a Springer seat. So it's kind of like we want to make goddamn sure that when we most of them.
Yeah, those are the stock shocks. Yeah, that is. Well, he's not. What he's done, by the way, the seat isn't actually.
Yeah, it says it needs a couple studs welded or a bracket. Yeah, he's just got it there.
Yeah, that's called an attachment. It's sitting on it. Like,
no, that is horrible.
Also needs welding.
That absolutely kills the aesthetic. Also needs welding. 85%. Now, thing about motorcycle electrical, which is why I didn't keep my CB750 when I had it, because it needs. Again, I bought that thinking I could fix. Specifically, since I don't know anything about electrical, I would absolutely buy. Disown me, and I would probably respect you for doing that. But this is just hideous. This looks like a modern art masterpiece.
the part that really irks me about this is they took motor and another bike that didn't do anybody wrong other than being ridiculously uncomfortable, and they just fucking ruined it. Why? Fucking percent. Oh, next, Chuck.
Make any better for you?
No, I can't play CD
Okay.
because the wiring doesn't have enough voltage for the fucking CD.
Artsy and hippie. He's got a picture.
I don't think.
Where the person, but hanging off the back.
Is that just a block of
Real
styrofoam
fucking
behind the
nice.
seat? Because that's what it looks like to me.
It is indeed a block of styrofoam
Yes.
with duct tape on it,
With
painted
duct tape
behind
on
the
it.
seat. How the great trouble that they've gone to make like dressed and like they've shown like it's got how you know it's on it, and we don't like to race on. So I've lowered the front end so much that it's unrideable. Yeah, this is and they've got every picture is like the gorgeous.
It's like it's straight out of
Look,
catalog.
It's got a totally
Which is great, right? Up until
some
the point you see the seat and the whatever that is.
Mm-hmm. That's a turn signal hanging. Yes, there is in fact a turn signal hanging out.
I give this bike a week and it's gone tops. I could see some hipster kid, but just wants to look
of course,
cool.
Yeah.
Going, I've got 2000. It runs. I could totally see this on. It's got the.
I could put some new black duct tape on the back.
Bike that would probably enhance it.
Fresh coat of tape. You can't use old tape. I mean,
tasty.
Kids love it.
Yeah, so you might. Yeah, you're gonna see it.
This fucking bike is gonna.
If you're gonna go, oh man.
Yeah.
Through what they were thinking. It's like sort of like. I can't make heads or tails of that shit. It does not make any sense to me. I can't tell. Or going to like a Bob Marley concert, or honestly like some weird popsicle.
You want to eat what you're saying?
Maybe.
I mean, I could see somebody. This isn't that any better. I could see. Yeah, downtown, especially where you guys live. But on further review and explanation, yeah, I can see the problems. But like I said, this is going to be someone's first mistake. They're going to buy this bike. They're going to get okay, yeah. You could easily flip it for somebody else is going to come along and be like, "Hey, it's hipster. It's a Triumph. It's a bobber. This is." And I'll laugh, and then you're gonna have a guy show up with a white steak CD stuck playing over and over again.
That guy, I'll be like, hell yeah.
You'll have a class of Wheelnerds classifieds. One of your students will just be a arrow stitch stuffed with raccoons.
Hey, if they can turn their top head and actually get around the corner, whatever. All right, let's see what's next here. Chuck.
What?
Harley.
I was
No, are we not on the same bike?
Yeah.
Is it the 1998 Harley?
No.
Talk about that one.
What other one you got? Because I'm not seeing another one in my league.
I was looking at what Chuck has helpfully added. 1000 V Strom Adventure.
Okay, misspoke.
Trails, panniers, and the top box, Mad Stad windshield. The usual suspects. Says center stand that still works. 30,000 miles. Yep. There it is. My seat would just slap right onto that thing too.
I like the color. It's a good color.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is wrong with this bike other than the fact that you don't own it?
Nothing's wrong with
It's
it.
the fact that Chuck is trying to... Nothing at all. That's the problem is Chuck is trying to get me to own it. It's all the problem.
This is,
I could own one of those.
This is the bike Todd loves. This is Todd's soulmate.
Having ridden this bike, I could understand why. It's got a nice response to it. It feels really good. The riding position in it is nice.
Todd was glued
when
to
you
one
see
for
a
like 10
UC2,
years.
you see a you see a V-Strom. I could swap out, still have, and the seat in a day onto it, and and this would not just be a good bike. This would be a massively improved bike.
Can you afford said bike?
If he wasn't
strictly
if he
speaking,
wasn't
no.
buying a zero, or,
If
buying
I
the
wasn't
fuel,
buying, if I wasn't buying a
yeah.
fuel, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How many DL1000 V-Stroms are you going to time period that you know?
To wonder, because I feel like the moment I bought the fuel, they just started coming out of the fucking woodwork.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like to trip it over. I'm walking down the road, and somebody's like, "Hey, buddy, Are you strong?" No.
No?
I'm holding strong, bro.
I think
Hold
you should
now.
buy it.
No.
Old girlfriend.
No, I'm holding out. I'm
Okay.
stay in the till the course isn't there anymore. At which point, all fucking bets are off, and there's just gonna be this. Yeah.
It's not like you don't have a bunch of parts that would just plop right on there perfectly. Directly.
No. Oh yeah.
And
And I know I can take the I can actually take the all the fairings off of this bike and just throw the fucking bolts in my pocket and find the ones and where they go by feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just in case you were wondering about that.
I'm not wondering. I think you should get it.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Yeah. All right.
Not yet. I'll keep some eyeballs on it. Why is
I
the
think
one
you're gonna
Danny
end up
all
with-
tilty? It's weird.
Why does it look at the back tires floating off the
It's on the
ground?
center stand.
Is
It's
it?
on the center stand.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
You
I
are-
thought it was an
Center
optical
stands
illusion.
these things that bikes that are
Yeah,
pretty handy.
my K100 had one.
Okay, all right.
I miss my K bike so bad. God, I do.
There. Yeah. Well, there's the Strom. It's nice to know they're still around. I can
You hate
still
K bikes. Fuck you.
scoop it up. All right, let's bring this thing home with the obligatory yours.
Owned by a guy named Yamaha.
500. 1998 Sportster 80 paint blowout. Gas. They don't mention fix set items. Don't wait and miss out on the savings. Bike has upgraded intake, exhaust, and chain drive. It's not stolen. Ro would love it.
Not stolen. Roe's not
You know,
interested.
I deserve that, so I will keep my mouth shut.
And yeah, pick up a cheap part.
It does have, in my opinion, the best transmotor combo that Harley has ever made.
Oh yeah.
Or-
Well, the sidecar kids actually love this one because what you do is you get the 883, and then you drop in the 1200 kit, and so now you have a 1200 with a low ass fucking gearing of the 883, and you want torque. Holy shit! Yes, you got torque. Torque.
That is exactly what my
Torque is
buddy
in
is doing
town.
with these right now. He's dropping a 1200 in this winter.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's exactly what he said, because he's like, I'm like, well, I'm like, he's a small guy too, and I'm like, why are you doing this other than getting the speed out? Because when RPMs won't be as high, and when you're riding an air-cooled motorcycle, it's not going to be as bad on the motor. He says, plus it's a 1200, it'll fit right on there. So
The correct answer is because I can.
because you can, because it's a Harley, you can do these things with Harleys.
Yes. All you need is money.
Yes.
Quite a bit actually, but.
Something
that
about
was-
this bike doesn't look right, though. I don't know if it's the gas tank or where the handlebars are sitting, or
No, they've got some little shitty handlebars on it. They've got a bunch of other clobber on it. They've got the shitty, like, this is going to make your bike go fast breather that doesn't actually, like, filter, and
Right.
it's bad for the engine. Yeah, I want to be fast and cool clobber. Kind of fast. Yeah. No, none of that. Yeah, it's not a great specimen, honestly. And the thing that really bothers me about it, the reason I bought the Bandit when I made the sidecar, because I was looking at Harleys too. I was looking at 883s that I could slap the 1200 kit in. Even like a pretty beat up one, they still want top dollar for. They're just so fucking proud of them.
Well, in fairness, that they do run very well, and they're very easy to maintain and work on.
Yeah.
As far as Harley bikes go, that's one that pretty much almost anybody can work on. They're not that hard. I can understand completely why that people keep them around the way they do. They're relatively simple. The swapping out that 1200 on there isn't that big of a deal. You could have it's a 2-week project probably. So yeah, I could see where they're coming from on that. It's one of those bikes that just doesn't lose its price or its appeal or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess so. Ultimately the thing that did it for me was, you for $2,000 you can get a Bandit that will blow the fucking doors off the Harley and is equally easy to mount a sidecar to.
And will run forever.
And will run forever if taken care of.
Right.
It will leak some oil, but let's be honest.
You don't need to tow a trailer behind you with parts in it.
Yes. The Triumphs you would use, they are going to leak a little oil. The Harley then leaks some. It's just a trend forming here.
The Harley is
Stroms leak some oil.
The Stroms are great. What about the What about the Stroms? Stroms are great, but I only want this Harley. Look, I can rebuild this Harley too. There's a Triumph over here I can rebuild too. What was that?
But Chuck, what have you learned tonight?
I need to give you a reminder for scheduled shows.
Yeah, clearly.
Though,
Clearly,
now that you got the puppy thing.
The usual reminder of showing up at my door and ringing the doorbell didn't work this time.
With the puppy thing, that's, yeah. And I still got a few kinks to work out with this OBS setup.
Chuck's going to start sending carrier pigeons. Well, the least thing is now that you've had me on here, you can pull this off by having a guest on the show as well.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
So that is one positive.
I've learned that I need to keep a blowgun around that I can hit Ro in the neck with a dart when he's just going off.
That I just let him go.
I added flavor.
I just
wind him up.
I let him go.
I added pure comedic value to a Yamaha Venture with Whitesnake. It was funny. It really was. We all bonded over that moment.
Are you auditioning for my role?
No.
That's
never.
what it sounded like.
No, I haven't. I have plenty of my hands full right now with my podcasts, so I am not looking to take over the Wheelnerds in any way, shape, or form. It is fun to come on here and piss in the pool every once in a while, though.
It sounded like you were making a
or
pitch.
Directly into the Yamaha Ventures luggage.
You can't beat my price of free.
Correct. Yes, exactly.
Well, thanks for coming on tonight, bro.
No problem. I have learned that I still hate the Goldwing automatic transmission system. I still do. And I've learned that going to Sturgis during time of plague is a bad idea. As Chuck starts coughing.
Oh,
Did you
shit.
go to Sturgis?
Well, that's all we got time for this week. Until next time, I'm Todd.
I'm Chuck.
That's Ro.
That's Ro.
Hey, I'm Ro. Come listen to my show, Project Archivist.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about stuff.
Ride safe, everyone.
See you
Peace.
next time, maybe.